30 years from then is when they'll know if they were a success. Candidly, when you look around, and my siblings and I ended up okay, despite some of our Didn't need too much counseling until we started talking about Arabian Nights. And just to show how disturbing that thought is, my first toast for you. You've done good.
Hello, for those of you who don't know me or are trying to figure out which daughter is which, I'm Kathleen. I am Renee and Kathy's youngest daughter.
The favorite.
Now, people often say that imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. And though I didn't get to pick my name, there is something I did get to pick. When Peter and I decided to get married, we decided to pick June 8th as our wedding date. Oh, thank you. And though it's very special to share that date, it's not actually the date itself that we picked. We picked that for the role models that we had for Mom and Dad. Mom and Dad, you have been a shining example of love and faith. You are an inspiration to all of us here. And congratulations on your 50 years. When we were kids, and actually again last night, we would often tease about who Mom loved the most. On this very special occasion of Mom and Dad's 50th anniversary, I think that Carolyn, Larry, and Kenny, we can finally agree that it is Dad. And then, of course, me. So with that, I would like everyone to raise a glass. And I would like to say happy anniversary, Mom and Dad. May your love be like a great cedar and continue to grow as your roots strengthen with each passing year. I love you.
Hear, hear.
So, I'm the other sister. The one with possibly the very loud voice, and I'm wondering if I can do it without the microphone. Okay. So, Bishop, I was shocked to hear you say that with ordination comes the fact that you always have something to say, because I thought that came with being a Nedder. Now, I want to begin by also quoting Gibran, like my mother did, and like my father did at each of my siblings' weddings. Mom and Dad, you are the bows from which we, as living arrows, went forth. You have exemplified for all of us the 4 F's that you talked about: family, friends, faith, and yes, food. Mom mentioned a quote that talked about the blossoming of a tree, and Kathleen also talked about a tree. I too am going to talk about a tree, because family, friends, faith, it's all like a tree. And like a tree, it blossoms and it branches out. And as Dad said, we have people here from all over. We have Belgium, the Netherlands, Canada, from all parts of the United States. And we've all branched out, part of one big family, one big faith community, one big friendship. But we're all also back here, right here where the roots are. Now, I didn't get to be there 50 years ago, but I was really honored to be there today. And I'll tell you, I was standing up there, holding Mom's crown, and knowing, because growing up she always told the stories of the fact that her bridesmaid, her maid of honor, my godmother, Anne Marie, was standing behind her with that crown, afraid it was going to fall off. And Mom, too, was afraid it was going to fall off. Happily, it hasn't fallen off. I want to end this toast also with a quotation from Gibran. It's about marriage, and it is that marriage is like a golden ring on a chain. It begins with a glance, and it continues for eternity. Here is to your first 50 years of eternity, Mom and Dad. We love you.
Hear, hear.
So I don't know if Dad thought I was actually going to go through with this or not. So I got to tell you. So as we were getting ready for this, so first of all, I'm Kenny. I'm number 3 in line, and I am adopted. I do not have the gift of Nedder Gab, and I never have. And this is about as terrifying as life gets. But about a week ago, so we're attending the graduation of my nephew from high school, and my brother starts saying, "So what are you going to say for your toast?" I'm like, "What toast?" He's like, "Yeah, we're all giving a toast." I'm like, I didn't get the memo on that. So I haven't had quite as much time to prepare, and so I'll caveat what I have to say based on that. But what I do want to say is, first of all, and as you can tell from the wonderful booklet and the theme from Camelot, I grew up in Camelot. So I grew up in Mom and Dad's Camelot, and have a lot of wonderful memories of growing up and of Mom and Dad. And there are two things that I really want to have you take away, that I've taken away in growing up in Camelot. One has to do with trust and honor, truth and honor. And I'll share just a brief little story about how it really impacted me in terms of learning about truth and honor from my parents. So we would go on vacations, and our vacations would generally center around traveling for Dad's work. So Dad, in publishing, we would go from place to place, and he would set up shop. And one evening we were out for dinner, a nice dinner, and we're there, and as usual, after the end of the meal, Dad goes up and he pays, and we're walking out, and he stops mid in his tracks, and he looks down at the change that he received, and he marches back to the counter. And he talks to the host, and he says, "Hey, I don't know what was happening actually, but where I was standing, an argument ensued." And he really started happening. Well, come to find out, the host had given Dad more change than he was due. He was trying to give it back. And the host was like, thought he was fighting with him. So truth and honor, that's a story that really follows me. The other piece has to do with kindness. So kindness of words and kindness of deed that I take away from Mom and Dad. And I can remember Mom always saying, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. And so that reigns true today in terms of kindness, as well as you look at their spirit of service and their kindness towards others, and you look at what Camelot stood for. Not only did it stand for the Knights of the Round Table, not only did it stand for what family stands for, but it stood for the kindness and the generosity that was bestowed upon others. And as I look here today, and I hear the different stories, and I hear of all of your kind words of Mom and Dad, it really warms the heart, and it makes me very proud to have come and be raised by Mom and Dad. And so with that, I would like to have you raise your glass and honor them and wish them a very happy 50 years. Cheers.
That really wasn't my toast earlier, Dad.
Just wanted to see what they said.
I think I got the old rope-a-dope. All three of them like, our toast isn't any good. Can we go first, please? That way you will sound good. And now I'm the one holding the bag. Not very good. But I did. I actually wrote a toast. Took me like 3 minutes to put it together. It is not being published in Mom and Dad's book because of spelling errors. And a lot of latitude in there that we really don't want fact checked. But they do. They say the average person speaks 15,000 words in a day. Now we're Nedders. And my dad has never been average at anything. So maybe we're a little higher than that. But today we're here for one reason. That's because 50 years and one day ago, my parents said the two most important words they could say. Doesn't matter what the rest of the words were they said during that day. But the fact that they said, I do, those two words are why we're here today. Now, I have a strange feeling my mom said I do at least 4 other times, so that's actually the reason the kids are here. So my mom and dad, of course, have found a way to kind of steal my thunder, and I had no idea about this little book that they put together. He said, she said. And actually, my toast, I thought we'd play a little game. And the game is what I had called, What Did They Really Say? Because 50 years ago, we know they both said, I do. But over the past 50 years, there have been many, many momentous occasions where my guess is they didn't always say I do, and they probably had other choice words. Now there's a book, which again, I had to get rid of like 18 of my cue cards, thanks to that. But the ones that are in the book, we'll let you guys read. But there's a few in here that I kind of did the old Jay Leno card game in regards to what did they say. Okay? Now I'm going to give you an example. And we're going to go before their wedding. 1966. My Aunt Florence says to Kathy, I have this guy I'd like you to meet. What did my mom say? Hell no.
Hell no.
Okay, if I remember correctly, 1967, give or take, my dad asked my mom out on their first date. And what did my mom say? Cold day in. But there are some other big occasions, and yes, we are Nedder, so they all revolve around me. But we're going to start with a few, okay? 1969.
Carolyn is born.
And the answer, my mom, my sweet baby. And my dad. That was easy. 1972, first son is born. That's me. Mom, he will always be my favorite. Dad, thank God a son, and that was easy. 1975, Kenny's born. Mom, red hair? Dad, that was easy. 1977, Kathleen is born. Dad, that was easy. Mom, no more, and This one looks gullible. She'll think she's the favorite. 1978, my dad, in another brainstorm proposition, asked my mom, should we go move to Iowa? And what Mom said, why not? We'll try it, right? Now, your story is 3 years. I like the poetic license I have a little better. And this fact checking is really messing up my toast. Oh, here's one, 1981. My dad goes to my mom, says, hey, why don't you pack up all 3 kids? 4 kids? Maybe there was 4 of us. I was like a young adult. Why don't you pack up all 4 kids? Take a flight to Ireland and meet me there for a vacation. Keep in mind, it's like 18 hours of flight time, or how long was it?
It was a long flight, but it was during the air controller strike.
Air controller strike, yes. Okay, now, I probably shouldn't read this, but...
I forgot to mention, I had to speak in England.
Oh, okay, so there was a reason Dad was already there. Not that he didn't want to travel with us. Now, there's the censored version. But what did my mom say when my dad asked that question? Are you blanking kidding me? And you know what my dad said about that trip? That was easy. All right, 1982. My dad gets this idea to leave Iowa, drive to Boston, up to Canada, down to Florida, non-stop, I think. He asked my mom, should we do it? Hang on, I get the right answer. What Mom said, sure, honey, whatever you want. And what my dad say? It might be a good opportunity to get a jog in around the car. All right, this is my favorite. 1998, 2002, 2006, 2010, 2016, 2017, 2018. My dad says he will retire. What did my mom say? I'll believe it when I see it. And what did my dad say? Well, maybe not this year. So, there are 1,000 other examples over the past 50 years of things that my parents have said, haven't said, have thought. Okay? But what I realized is, in their actions, in their thoughts, in what they do and do not say, it's actually a testament to the fact that the two of them are committed to each other. Okay? Today, as Father Ed is talking, and I mean, they're going over their vows again for very simplistic terms, and not necessarily saying I do, it's I have, I will, and I always will. So again, regardless of all the words, the actions, the pains that we may have caused you, right now the 2 most important words that have been the reason we're here is the simple fact that they both said I do. So let's raise our glass and cheers the fact that they said I do.
That was easy.
That was easy.
You can see nobody speaks in this family. Most of you don't know that we call Ernie the killer toaster in our family. There was a wedding, a family wedding. There's always been somewhat of a competition with Ernie and my other older brother, Charles. I never competed with him on who could give the best toast. We were at a family wedding many years ago, and unfortunately, I had already given my toast, and Charles, my next older brother, had given his toast, and Ernie was up giving his phenomenal toast, as he thought. And at the head table, one of the uncles had a heart attack. And At the time, the room was full with doctors because my brother-in-law was a heart specialist. So he turned to me as he was working on my uncle who was on the floor and said, "Page Dr. Maloney." So I immediately went up to Ernie to interrupt his toast, and he looked at me and said, "Don't you dare." Our uncle did survive, contrary to the efforts of Ernie. You've all seen Kathleen. You know, once you get over 30 and you have lots of relationships and you have families, you begin, particularly at our age, to look at people as you've always seen them. So for those of you who are younger, if you would like to know what Kathy looked like when she was a young woman, it's Kathleen.
So true.
Florence we were newly married it was some 51 years ago. Ernie, a handsome fellow, had come out of the seminary. He looked a lot like me at the time. And we were trying to make sure he didn't get into any trouble. And Florence was working with Kathy's mother at a hospital and just loved Mrs. Hughes. And basically wanted to arrange for Kathy to meet Ernie, which we thought was a good thing. It would keep Ernie out of trouble. Kathy was stunning. Well, I'm not going to go through all the details, but at some point, Ernie asked me for advice, which was a new experience. I don't remember all the details, but I imagined writing a letter to Ernie. And on the way driving over here today, I was thinking, what would I have said to my brother? And I think you'll have to bear with me because I'm sort of pulling this out of the cloud right now. I think I would have said, "Dear brother, although you are the oldest and seldom ask me or anyone for advice, I thought I would step out of the role now and give you some advice. I know that you probably won't want to accept it because everything I ever did wrong in the family was your fault." But have you taken a look at this girl? Ernie, regardless of anything, especially the fact that you did not finish the seminary and you broke your mother and father's heart because you didn't become a priest, have you taken a look at this girl? I imagine I would have told Ernie that this was the best thing in the world that could have happened to him. Kathy has been and is a wonderful member of our family. She and Ernie, as you can see, have raised wonderful children, wonderful nieces and nephews, and wonderful great nieces and nephews. And I want to remind the great nieces and nephews, I'm your great uncle. They say that we get married to the one we love at the beginning. At the end, we hope to love the one we marry. My brother, my sister, have been wonderful members of this family. And we are so pleased to see them today celebrating 50 years. So I ask you all to toast the wonderful example they have set for all of us. Ernie and Kathy.